Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Marfil Alibi Rahman, and I'm just a college student. So it is a very valuable opportunity to be here, and I feel very lucky to be able to say a few words that I think are important, and so far we may not be aware of this topic in our environment. It is about mental health, especially I'll talk more about mood disorder. Do you know what it is? In Indonesia, mental health is a topic that is rarely discussed. However, lately there has been a lot of awareness about mental health in the community, especially in Generation Z and some millennials. They are aware of the importance of mental health both for themselves and for others. Many influencers also educate their followers on this topic well. According to a survey conducted by World Health Organization, around 20% of children and adolescents in the world experience mental disorders and problems, which are called mental illnesses. These are various kinds of mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety, bipolar, and many more. Here, I will discuss more about depression. Is there any of you who knows what is depression feels like? Depression itself is a disorder characterized by feelings of deep sadness and sense of indifference. A person can be declared depressed if it has been 2 weeks since they feel sad, hopeless, or worthless. Depression is a fairly common but serious mood disorder. Depression used to be known as melancholia. Depression is of course very dangerous. For example, in 2017, Chester Bennington, the vocalist of the band that I really like, Linkin Park, decided to end his life by hanging himself. Of course, this made us very surprised, right? But it's no secret that Chester Bennington's life is filled with dark stories. It is reflected in the interviews and in the music. Bennington has not only once or twice revealed that he seemed to have departed from hell. Bennington had experienced sexual harassment, divorce, and even addiction to drugs and alcohol. The past that continues to haunt it is revealed a lot in the music. One of his flagship songs, called Heavy, which reveals how hard he was and could be freed if he just forgot about it. Unfortunately, Bennington's possible path to forgetting it and breaking free was hanging himself in Los Angeles. After this incident, his wife had posted a video on her personal Twitter account showing Bennington's cheerfulness when joking with his friends and family, 36 hours before the suicide incident. Depression itself is also the number one cause of suicide. The easiest way to leave the problem by taking one's own life, which is actually very wrong. As if you have no hope or life or the desire to continue the struggle for life. Suicide is a solution for depressed people. Celebrity death cases like Bennington also open up a new question. Why are celebrities so many who commit suicide when their lives can be said to be more than enough? Celebrities in general have to constantly keep the image and keep their anxiety or sadness at bay so they don't look weak. This can make it difficult for you to express your emotions when you have to face the hardships of work and being exposed to cruel gossip from around you, even if you feel really hopeless. This enormous pressure to maintain a perfect self-image can also make celebrities generally reluctant to seek help when experiencing depression or other mental health problems. They may be afraid and anxious about being exposed to tabloids and nosy people when caught visiting psychologists. As a result, this despair will continue to build up and poison the soul until finally it is no longer strong enough to contain it. Depression is very influential on our daily emotions, how we know ourselves, and how we perceive the people and environment around us. Of course, we will feel much more negative feelings than sadness or stress. Depression can come suddenly for no apparent reason, and people who feel this depression will definitely feel despair, feel his life empty, feel guilty constantly. They will lose interest in their hobbies and work that they usually enjoy. They will have trouble in sleeping, changing an appetite, and can lose energy. And what's worse is that all this happen over a long period of time. Like the example I gave earlier, the worst impact of depression is the desire to commit suicide. As humans, we must have felt the lowest point in our life, which is gloomy, sad, disappointed. Sometimes the people closest to us do not necessarily know about this with certainty and are sensitive because we often look funny and joke in front of them. Sometimes we even joke about mental health, such as when we are tired of piling up tasks, get bad grades, break up, we will joke with the word depression. Or anything that makes us tired, sad, we often joke with the word depression. In fact, feeling sad or tired that we experience is a normal response when we experience this condition. Not only when we feel that state, we are depressed. This makes depression less of a serious mental health issue in our environment. Many people out there are asking for help because they are suffering from this depression. Depressed people actually cry out loud in their hearts and minds and ask for help. Unfortunately, they didn't know where to go for help. Psychologists have found that suicides often occur when they go into a critical emotional state but can't find anyone to talk to or ask for help. If a depressed person is not outgoing or gregarious, this can be difficult because even people who try to help will usually be rejected out of hand. That is why professional help such as psychologists or psychiatrists and even spiritual experts can be the best help. So don't just self-diagnose like, oh, I'm so sad and tired and empty of my life. I definitely feel depressed. No, no, not like that. Not necessarily that you are really depressed. Always remember that those who can diagnose you are experts, such as psychologists or psychiatrists. As long as you haven't received a diagnosis from these experts, don't just self diagnose. I emphasize this point because unfortunately, there are those who make mental health an aesthetic thing. They will self diagnose themselves, thinking that they are depressed, bipolar, and so on. In fact, to diagnose is not that simple. Some special tests are required to get accurate results. In the end, depression is a common but serious mood disorder. If you are worried about your mental health due to depression, there is no harm in going to the experts. Some people still have the mindset if you go to a psychologist or psychiatrist, that's because you are insane. It scares teenagers away from getting personal help, which results in teenagers continuing to harbor their own problems and not being open to others. There are also those who think there is no mental illness or mood disorder. There are only us who are lazy to worship, less close to God, or just feelings. As a result, sufferers feel unheard and tired of being around. Find out more about the mental illness that your loved ones has and listen to what they have to say without judgment. At least, listening to their words will make them feel less lonely and lighten the burden on their chest. Never compare their burdens to yours because everyone's capacity is different. Just listen to what they have to say and say shooting words like you if they need your help. I think that's all from me. Sorry if there is any mistake because I'm also in the process of learning English, especially speaking. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.